This is Auto Our World.
Some of the tire brands sitting on dealer shelves right now may not exist in 2 years. Not because their tires are bad. Because the market is shifting fast. Supply chains are under pressure, consolidation is accelerating, and several massive industry players are quietly absorbing or cutting off smaller brands that can't keep pace. And here's the part that should concern you. Millions of drivers are buying replacement tires from brands that, based on current distribution and retail trends, appear to be in the process of being discontinued, downsized, or quietly deprioritized. That could mean reduced warranty support, shrinking replacement availability, and in some cases, tire specifications that fewer dealers near you will stock. We've analyzed what's happening inside the tire industry heading into 2026, using publicly available supply data, OEM contract announcements, retailer listing patterns, and independent wear test results. The picture that emerges points to the same conclusion. Several brands appear to be on borrowed time. But 7 brands are doing the opposite. They're expanding. They're winning OEM contracts. They're investing in EV-specific technology and, in independent lab tests, outperforming premium names at lower prices. The number 1 brand on our dominant list? It's not who you think. And it's priced lower than the name you've been trusting for years. If you've been thinking about new tires, or if you've got a set that needs replacing in the next 6 to 18 months, this video could save you from a very expensive mistake. This analysis is based on publicly available market data, OEM contract trends, and independent testing results as of early 2026. If this kind of no-nonsense vehicle advice is useful to you, subscribe right now. We don't run fluff. We run data. The problem: why 2026 is a turning point. Here's what's happening in the tire industry that most people don't know. Between 2020 and 2024, the global tire market went through a significant restructuring. Raw material costs rose sharply. Shipping costs climbed dramatically. Several mid-size manufacturers that depended on low-cost Asian production came under serious financial strain, with some publicly reporting margin compression on U.S. market shipments. At the same time, the largest tire conglomerates, Michelin, Bridgestone, and Continental, have been expanding their brand portfolios and increasing competitive pressure on smaller players in ways that don't always generate headlines. Industry observers have noted that you often won't see a formal announcement. You'll notice it when a brand disappears from tire rack listings, or your dealer tells you they can't get it anymore. What we're also seeing is an EV-driven shift in tire requirements. Electric vehicles are heavier, generate instant torque, and based on fleet wear data, chew through conventional tire compounds faster than internal combustion vehicles. Brands that haven't publicly invested in EV-specific technology are, by current market indicators, already behind. And that gap widens every quarter. The result? A market that appears to be rapidly splitting into 2 groups. Brands that are positioned to grow, and brands that are quietly being left behind. Knowing the difference before you spend $600 to $1,200 on a new set of tires matters a lot. Let's get into the list. Number 13. Westlake. Westlake tires are everywhere because they're cheap. That's also why they appear vulnerable. Built primarily for price-sensitive markets, Westlake has, based on publicly available information, minimal announced R&D investment, no confirmed OEM partnerships with major automakers in North America, and no visible presence in the EV tire development space. Current retail distribution patterns suggest they are being phased toward clearance positioning at several major chains. They'll exist for a while longer, but meaningful availability and support. Trending in the wrong direction. Number 12. Mazzini. Mazzini is a budget brand with heavy reliance on low-cost manufacturing and minimal brand equity in the U.S. market. Their warranty infrastructure appears thin based on available consumer service data, and independent long-term wear tests have shown notable inconsistency between production batches, meaning 2 sets of the same tire can wear very differently. That inconsistency is a red flag for a brand trying to hold market share as quality-focused competition moves into the value space. Number 11. Ironman. Ironman is a Cooper-owned budget line, which means the tires aren't necessarily bad, but they're also not a publicly stated priority. As Goodyear, which completed its acquisition of Cooper in 2021, continues to manage its brand portfolio, budget sub-brands like Ironman are, by standard industry consolidation patterns, logical candidates for streamlining. Limited retail presence, thin dealer margins, and no standout performance category make them a low-priority shelf item heading into 2026. Number 10. Land Golden. This is one of several Chinese-manufactured brands that entered U.S. retail channels in the 2018 to 2022 window. Land Golden benefited from ultra-low import pricing. But with rising manufacturing costs and ongoing tariff pressure on Chinese-made tires, a publicly documented regulatory trend, the economics that made them attractive to price-driven buyers are deteriorating. Based on current retail availability data, expect continued tightening of size options and slower warranty response infrastructure as this brand fades from the mainstream market. Drop a comment below. Are you currently running any of these brands? I want to hear what your experience has been. Brands on the decline. Part 2, 9 through 6. Number 9. Century. Century has been a mid-level budget option in the truck and SUV space. They're not terrible, but based on current market positioning, they appear stuck in no man's land, not premium enough to command loyalty, not cheap enough to win on price against newer low-cost competitors entering the market. Their retailer penetration is thin, and without a publicly announced technology story for 2025 and beyond, they're showing signs of losing shelf space at a steady pace. Number 8. Radar Tyres. Radar has a niche following in the off-road community, but outside that segment, they have very little traction in high-volume categories. Owned by Omni United, they've struggled to build meaningful presence in the core all-season and touring segments where market volume is concentrated. Their retail footprint has been narrowing based on current distributor listings, and without a major distribution partner announcement, that trend appears likely to continue. Number 7. Achilles. Achilles built a reputation on performance pricing, delivering a sporty feel at a budget cost. But quality control concerns have been widely reported across owner communities and reflected in multiple independent wear tests over the last several years. Wet braking inconsistency and uneven wear reports have accumulated in publicly available owner data. When consumers can access brands like Hankook or Nexen at comparable prices with substantially stronger performance data behind them, the Achilles value argument becomes difficult to defend. Everyone. If this helped you, hit the like button and share it with someone who's about to make a tire decision.